She traveled for adventure, friendship, and new memories. But what unfolded in a luxurious villa in Cabo San Lucas shocked the world. Who was Shanquella Robinson, and how did a trip with friends lead to an unimaginable tragedy? This case remains unsolved and Shanquella's family is still seeking justice. That's why it's so important to talk about her story, to keep her memory alive and demand the justice she deserves. Welcome back to Chilling Fireside Stories. Before we begin, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks for your support, likes, comments, and subscriptions. Your kindness fuels the countless hours I spend researching and fact-checking to bring you truthful, well-documented true crimes. Today we're diving into a heart-wrenching case that underscores the importance of trust and vigilance in our relationships. Viewer discretion is strongly advised as this story involves sensitive topics. Now settle in and let's begin. Shanquella Robinson was born on January 9, 1997, in Charlotte, North Carolina, to her mother Salamandra and her father Bernard. She also had an older sister named Quilla. Shanquella attended West Charlotte High School and later went to Winston-Salem State University, where she graduated in 2018. After graduating, Shanquella's ambition and hard work led her to start her own businesses. She had two successful ventures: a hair braiding business called Exquisite Babies, where she specialized in braiding children's hair, and an online women's clothing boutique named Exquisite Boutique. Both businesses had a strong social media presence and were well regarded. Known for her talent, creativity, and big dreams for the future, Shanquella was a beloved figure among her family and friends. They described her as having a heart of gold, deeply loving her family, and being cherished in return. Beautiful, young, and successful, she lived her life to the fullest and had a passion for travel, often sharing her adventures on Instagram. In October 2022, Shanquella had planned an exciting trip to Cabo San Lucas with 6 of her friends. Among them was Khalil Cook, her best friend of over 5 years. Khalil was well known to Shanquella's family and was considered a trusted friend. Shanquella's mother, Salamandra, was quite familiar with Khalil, as he often visited their home and even joined them on some family trips. Shanquella and Khalil spent a lot of time together, making it natural for him to join her on this vacation. The other friends on the trip were Winter Donovan, Malik Dyer, Nazir Wiggins, Elise Hay, and Dejani Jackson. Along with Shanquella, the group consisted of 4 women and 3 men. Shanquella and Dejani attended the same college, and it was Dejani who introduced Shanquella to the others. Khalil and Dejani were already friends with the rest of the group, and Shanquella joined them for this trip. Salamandra, Shanquella's mother, stated that she didn't know the rest of the group as well as she knew Khalil, and Shanquella wasn't as close to the others. Nonetheless, she wanted to celebrate her friends' birthdays. Their plan was to stay from Friday, October 28th through Monday, October 31st. The group rented a luxurious villa in Puerto Los Cabos, specifically Villa Linda 32. This stunning villa featured 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and a large private pool. This wasn't just any trip. It was a stay at a luxury villa in Cabo, one of the world's most beautiful destinations, known for its white sandy beaches and vibrant blue waters. The villa itself, with its multiple bedrooms, bathrooms, and private pool, was a stunning choice. The cost was steep, reportedly between $1,600 and $2,500 per night. It's alleged that Shanquella paid for the entire villa, highlighting her financial success at such a young age. 5 of the friends arrived at the villa on Friday, October 28th, while Nazir allegedly arrived the following day on Saturday, October 29th. When Shanquella arrived at the villa, she called her mother to check in, sounding happy and excited about the private chef cooking tacos for them that night. Her mother wished her well, telling her to enjoy herself and expressing love. On the night they arrived, Shanquella recorded a video walking around the villa, looking for her friends who were planning to go skinny dipping. Laughing and in good spirits, she asked where everyone was and why it was taking so long to get ready. She entered a bedroom where she found the rest of the group.
What? They, what Go said, they croup.
Yeah. the one that's like mediocre is in my check-ins. I can't wear them.
It appeared that they were all talking together, but the timing of this video is debated. Some sources state it was taken on the day they arrived, while others suggest it was recorded on Saturday. The dark windows in the video led to speculation that it was taken at night. Later that night, around 8:45 p.m., a video was posted on Shanquella's Instagram story showing her passed out in a hammock. It appeared that Khalil was recording, jokingly saying, "We got our first body." Subsequent videos showed her eating tacos and toasting drinks around 9:54 p.m.
We know you weren't working on upper body when you was working out. Come on, let me see what you got, Winston. What is that? I'm gonna play. What a garden, man! These people here. It's all that.
By Saturday afternoon, Nazir, the seventh member of the group, arrived. He called the villa to confirm the address and was informed that Shanquella was feeling unwell from drinking too much. When he arrived, he found the group in one bedroom with Shanquella in the bathroom leaning over the toilet. Allegedly, Nazir comforted her by rubbing her head and playing soft music. Around 2:15 p.m. Saturday, October 29th, Khalil called Shanquella's mom to inform her that Shanquella wasn't feeling well and that they had called a doctor to check on her. Her mom assumed her daughter was dealing with a bad hangover. According to the Mexican police report, around 2:23 p.m., one of Shanquella's friends called the villa staff for medical help, reporting that Shanquella had consumed a large amount of alcohol. It took some time for the doctor to arrive, and just before 3:30 p.m., Dr. Carolina Gutierrez found Shanquella alive but severely dehydrated and unable to communicate. Dr. Gutierrez was informed that Shanquella had been drinking excessively. She recommended that Shanquella be taken to the hospital due to severe dehydration, but the group insisted she be treated at the villa. Dr. Gutierrez attempted to give Shanquella an IV line, but Shanquella began to have a seizure. Realizing the severity of the situation, the doctor instructed one of the group members to call for an ambulance. At 4:49 p.m., unable to find a pulse, Dr. Gutierrez and a group member began performing CPR. Despite their efforts, which included 14 sessions of CPR, 6 electric shocks with a defibrillator, and 5 doses of adrenaline, Shanquella suffered a seizure and the unimaginable happened. Shanquella, at 25, passed away from a cardiac arrest. Shanquella was pronounced dead at 5:57 p.m. on Saturday, October 29th. Strangely, following Shanquella's death, the rest of the group left the resort for dinner at a restaurant between 9 o'clock and 9:30 p.m. Then checked into another hotel near the airport, never returning to the villa. They eventually returned to the U.S., leaving Shanquella's body behind. Back in the U.S., Khalil went straight to Shanquella's parents' house to return Shanquella's luggage. He frequently visited, talking about Shanquella's death from alcohol poisoning, sometimes bringing his mother along to show concern. However, Salamandra, Shanquella's mother, noticed there was no emotion in his voice, and her daughter Quilla observed that Khalil seemed nervous and uneasy, as if something was eating him up inside. Rumors began to circulate about a fight between Shanquella and one of the group members in Cabo. Salamandra received a call from an anonymous person claiming there had been a fight in the villa. Khalil continued to visit, but the family's suspicions grew as they awaited the autopsy report to uncover the truth behind Shanquella's tragic death. Attempting to pay his respects to Salamandra, Khalil visited again, this time bringing Winter and Dejani with him. All three reiterated the story of Shanquella's alcohol poisoning. Quilla, Shanquella's sister, confronted them about the rumors of a fight in Mexico, asking if Shanquella had been jumped. Khalil denied any knowledge of a fight, stating he wasn't in the room at the time, while Winter and Dejani insisted there was no fight at all. Despite initially trusting Khalil, the family remained suspicious of the group's story. The U.S. State Department officials in Mexico denied that Shanquella's death was a murder, ruling it as alcohol poisoning with no signs of foul play. Bernard, Shanquella's father, spent days trying to communicate with the villa staff to arrange the transport of his daughter's body back to the U.S., facing significant delays allegedly due to language barriers. On Sunday, October 30, 2022, Mexican authorities conducted a partial autopsy. The family had to pay $6,000 to have Shanquella's body flown back to the U.S. When her family saw her body on November 10, they were heartbroken to find visible injuries on her head, face, and lips, which made it clear that alcohol poisoning was not the cause of death. A full autopsy conducted on November 17, 2022, at the Mecklenburg County Medical Examiner's Office revealed that Shanquella had suffered a severe spinal cord injury and a dislocation of the atlantoaxial joint, indicating a broken or dislocated neck. The Mexican autopsy stated she was found unconscious on her living room floor and passed away within 15 minutes of the injury, contradicting the police report that suggested she died of alcohol poisoning. The discrepancies between the autopsy findings and the group's story raised further suspicions. The family began to hear different versions of events from the group members, who claimed Shanquella was found unconscious in various locations and under different circumstances. The official death certificate confirmed the cause of death as a severe spinal cord injury, with no mention of alcohol poisoning. The conflicting reports and lack of a thorough investigation led Shanquella's family to believe that the police report was based solely on the group's version of events. The inconsistencies in the group's statements and the findings from the autopsy only deepened the mystery surrounding Shanquella's tragic death. Dr. Gutierrez initially wanted to transfer Shanquella to the hospital for severe dehydration treatment, but the group insisted she be treated at the villa, claiming that hospitalization would be too expensive. This claim was debunked since Mexican healthcare is generally more affordable than in the U.S., and they could have contacted Shanquella's family for financial assistance. Nazir, who arrived around 2:30 p.m. on the day of the incident, claimed he saw Shanquella alive, despite officials stating she was already deceased at that time. He also didn't find the visible bruises on her head and body suspicious, raising doubts about his account. Salamandra, Shanquella's mother, suspected foul play and was unaware of the discrepancies between the police report, which stated Shanquella died closer to 6 p.m., and the Mexican autopsy. Following the release of the autopsy results, the group ceased contact with Shanquella's family. Mexican authorities deemed Shanquella's death an accident and suggested the family hire a private investigator, frustrating her family who felt the case wasn't being properly investigated. The family also claimed that $10,000 was stolen from Shanquella during the trip. The toxicology report showed no alcohol in her system, and the full autopsy in the U.S. did not align with the Mexican findings. While the Mexican autopsy indicated a severe spinal cord injury, the U.S. autopsy found no such injury and listed the cause of death as undetermined. The U.S. coroner noted that too much time had passed for an accurate toxicology screening. Shanquella sustained multiple injuries, including bruises and abrasions, and traces of vomit were found. Though the U.S. autopsy found no spinal cord injury, it did reveal a brain injury that can occur during cardiac arrest. Dr. Gutierrez had stated that Shanquella died after experiencing seizures and cardiac arrest, indicating the brain injury might be related. Shanquella was finally laid to rest on November 19, 2022. The family hoped for peace, but their ordeal continued as a video emerged showing Shanquella walking around the villa and later being attacked by Johnny Jackson. The clip, confirmed to have been recorded on Saturday morning, October 29, depicted a violent confrontation that contradicted the initial claims of alcohol poisoning. In the video, Shanquella is seen being attacked by Johnny Jackson while a male voice, possibly Khalil, can be heard saying, "Quella, can you at least fight back?" Shanquella responds with a simple no, and Johnny continues her assault. The video is too disturbing to be shown. Despite 5 friends being present, no one intervened to help Shanquella or stop the fight. Khalil, her best friend, claimed he wasn't in the room during the incident. Shanquella's father, Bernard, expressed his heartbreak, stating that his daughter was not a fighter and had refused to fight back. Mexican authorities later determined that Shanquella's death was a result of direct aggression, not an accident, and issued an arrest warrant for femicide. While Shanquella's family was relieved that her death was being investigated, they were frustrated that the group of friends wasn't being held accountable. In March 2023, Shanquella's family, through their attorney Shanquella Robinson, called on the Biden administration to intervene and arrest Johnny Jackson, who was identified by resort staff as Shanquella's attacker. They sought her extradition to Mexico to face murder charges or prosecution in U.S. courts. Despite these efforts, U.S. officials stated they would not seek charges in Shanquella's death, citing no signs of foul play, though the case remained open. The video of Shanquella being assaulted raised many red flags, and the lack of prosecution or questioning of the group members left many unanswered questions. Speculation arose that jealousy might have been a motive, as Shanquella was successful, well-dressed, and financially independent. The family also claimed that $10,000 was stolen from Shanquella during the trip. The confusion and lack of clarity surrounding the case left Shanquella's family and the public seeking answers. How could a young, healthy woman die on vacation, and her friends simply leave her body behind? The family's plea for justice and the truth behind Shanquella's tragic death continued to resonate with many. On a personal note, Shanquella's case has deeply affected me. My heart goes out to her family, who have shown immense strength in the face of such a devastating loss. In my opinion, they have been let down by the authorities who failed to deliver justice. I cannot call the group involved Shanquella's friends. They were individuals driven by jealousy and envy, whose actions shattered a family's dreams and hopes. Until my next video, stay informed, stay safe, and look after your loved ones. It's deeply unfortunate that so far they have seemingly gotten away with it. Shanquella's story deserves to be heard, and it's crucial to raise awareness about her tragic fate. The media has not given this case the attention it deserves. Please share Shanquella's story. Let's keep the spotlight on this case and demand the justice that Shanquella and her family deserve.